the air adventures of Biggles.
Biggles and his air police are never allowed to remain bored and inactive for long. Sometimes their exciting adventures are allotted to them officially by Scotland Yard, and sometimes they turn up literally on Biggles' doorstep. This happens now. Queer, eccentric little Dr. Augustus Duck calls at Biggles' London flat with a strange proposition. An island has suddenly appeared on the surface of the Atlantic Ocean, and Dr. Duck wants the airmen to help him explore it.
You see, as a biologist, I'm most interested in phenomena of this sort, but I need assistance. I must explain that I'm not a very practical man. I always seem to need people about me to, tell me where my spectacles are, for example.
You mean to say you want us to go with you as nursemaid?
Oh, dear, no, I was grossly exaggerating. The spectacles I merely used as an illustration. I know where they are, of course. They're in my pocket now. They were in my pocket.
Your glasses are on your nose,
yes,
Doctor.
Are they? Oh, dear me. Oh, so they are. Oh, I really must be more careful or I'll lose them one of these days. There, I'll put them on the table so that I won't forget them.
This trip, Doctor, could you tell us more about it?
The trip? Oh, yeah, the trip, yes. Well, I wish to travel to the island very quickly, and I intend to spend several days there. I understand that will necessitate food and stores of some sort.
Most people need food, old sausage.
Sausage? Oh, no, not sausage. I can't bear sausage.
Ignore Bertie, Doctor. He confuses the issues.
Oh.
You need some means of transport to this island and someone to look after feeding and living arrangements while you're there. That is?
Precisely, yes. I discussed this with your uncle, Inspector, Professor Bigglesworth, the famous explorer.
And he recommended us, Dick Barwood.
Oh, he spoke most highly of you. He said there was no one in all England who could handle the assignment as well as you good people.
Oh, that's very nice of him, Doctor, but I'm afraid old Dick Parr's memory must be going.
Is it? Oh, dear. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's tragic when a man becomes forgetful, isn't it?
Careful, Elvine. Nearly knocked your specs off the table then.
Oh, did I? Oh, thank you very much. Now, what were we talking about?
Dick Parr's memory. He must have forgotten that we are full-time air police now.
Oh, my goodness, of course you are. Yes, he told me that. Oh, dear, I forgot all about it. He said that you would have been ideal for the job if you'd have been free. Oh, dear. Oh, I'm so sorry to have troubled you, gentlemen.
Hey, don't be in such a hurry, Doctor. We want to hear more about this island.
Sizzling sausages, yes. This sounds a job with definite belly possibilities. I mean to say there may be a spot of excitement waffling about the jolly old place.
Oh, I can promise you excitement, gentlemen.
What's the strength of this island, Doctor? Does it simply appear out of nowhere, plumb in the middle of the ocean?
By Jove, an enchanted island, what?
To those with imagination, it would seem enchanted. It certainly is to me. But it didn't come from nowhere. It was thrown up from the bed of the ocean by natural forces.
Volcanic action way down in the earth tosses them up, doesn't it?
Yes, it's usually something of that sort.
Then this isn't the first time an island suddenly appeared.
Oh, dear me, no. It happened quite frequently. But usually, of course, they're very small, no more than just clumps of rocks. And in most cases, they've disappeared before they could be thoroughly examined.
What's so different about this one?
Oh, it's larger. Roughly 3 miles long and a mile wide. And it's been on the surface for several days. 2 ships have reported it within 3 days. Now, that suggests that it may be, if not permanent, perhaps on the surface for some time.
Did anyone go ashore from the ships?
No one's been ashore yet. The ships had to keep their schedule, so the captains logged the position of the island and passed on.
Well, I'm hanged if I can see where all the excitement comes in.
My dear fellow, there'll be tremendous excitement. Don't you realize that we'll be the first persons to explore the wonders of the deep? That island has come from the bed of the Atlantic Ocean, and everything living on it, all the plants and animal life, will be exposed to human eyes for the first time. What excitement there will be in exploring such things. Strange fish living on rock pools, seaweed that grew at a depth of over 2 miles.
You call that exciting?
But of course I do. That's my work as a biologist, the study of living matter. And I've never before had the opportunity for such exciting study as this.
Even though Ginge can't see it, I can understand why you're so keen, Doctor. I'm sorry we can't go with you.
You won't help me.
I'm afraid it's outside our line of territory.
That little matter of Scotland Yard, remember?
Oh. Oh, dear, then I must find somebody else, I suppose.
Well, that shouldn't be difficult. Ring the Aero Club and see if they can recommend a good charter pilot. Or put an advertisement in the paper.
Oh, no, I shan't advertise. There isn't time. The island may submerge unless I go out to it within a day or two. Yes, I'll take up your suggestion and ring the Automobile Club.
The Aero Club, Doctor.
Yes? Oh, yes, of course. Yes, well, thank you so much for being so courteous, gentlemen. I'm sorry you can't do anything for me. Goodbye.
Hey,
goodbye.
don't forget your specs, Doctor. They're still on the table.
Oh, dear me, I put them there so I'd remember them, didn't I? Just as well I did, didn't I? Goodbye, you've been most kind.
Sorry we couldn't do anything for you, Doctor. Cheerio.
In case you should change your mind, here's my card. You'll find my address on it.
The only address on this is the Palladium. It's a theatre ticket.
That's right. Oh, is it really? Oh, good heavens, I was supposed to go last night. I really must apologize. Yes, here's my card. Here, that's where you'll contact me. Well, goodbye, gentlemen. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doctor. Goodbye. Of all the incredible old trouts.
Fancy wanting us to go and look at seaweed.
Dr. Augustus Duck. He couldn't have a better name, could he?
By Jove, he could. Donald Duck. They both spend their lives quacking round in a dim valley sort of haze.
Yes, Donald suits him. Sorry we couldn't help him, though. He seemed a dear old boy.
We'd be even more bored than we are here, Biggles. There'll be no fun in exploring an island that's still wet.
No, sizzling sausages, no. We want something with a few thrills to it. An odd slice of danger here and there.
Hello? It must be old Donald again.
I'll bet he left his glasses somewhere.
Now, drop it, blokes.
Good evening. Are you Mr. James Bigglesworth?
Yes?
My name is Howard Coleman. I should like to speak to you about an island which has recently appeared on the surface of the Atlantic Ocean.
Sizzling sausages.
Another of them.
Of course. Come in, Mr. Coleman. These are friends of mine. You can talk in front of them. In fact, we've all been thoroughly briefed about this new island. Dr. Donald Duck was discussing with us a minute ago.
Augustus L.B., not Donald.
Eh? Oh, I beg his pardon. Dr. Augustus Duck.
I know. I waited for Dr. Duck to leave. It's about his proposition I wish to see you.
Well, that was purely a private matter, Mr. Coleman. I don't feel I can discuss it.
He did ask you to fly him out to the island.
Yes, but...
I'll double the figure he offered you.
Eh? Baked potatoes.
But look here, we keep out of this, all of you. If you're willing to pay twice as much money as Dr. Duck, that means you want something of us. What is it?
You'll refuse to take him and fly me out to the island immediately.
I don't care for the way you said that, Mr. Coleman. It sounded remarkably like an order.
I'm sorry if I put it that way. But I'm most anxious to visit the island. And in my eagerness, I'm likely to forget my tact.
I say, are you another biologist, L.B.?
No. My interest is quite different from Dr. Duck's.
What is it?
I'm afraid that must remain my affair.
Whatever your interest is, Mr. Coleman, we aren't ordered in or out of anything. Good evening.
Don't show me the door, Bigglesworth. I haven't finished.
I have. Our business with Dr. Duck is private, and I don't intend to discuss it.
You won't agree to my offer?
We certainly aren't flying you to the island, if that's what you mean.
Perhaps I can't force you to do that. But I'm warning you, don't take Dr. Duck out there.
You can't force us to do anything, old man. Goodbye.
I've warned you, Bigglesworth. I'm going to that island, but Duck isn't. It would be most unwise if you tried to help him. Goodbye.
I say, what a perfectly charming trout.
What the blazes is it all about? Old Donald seems harmless enough. Why should this bird be worried about him?
I don't like it. Donald's too harmless to come up against a bloke like Coleman.
I wonder why Coleman wants to go there. From the look of him, he could be a scientist, but he doesn't sound like one.
I don't know what's in his mind, Ginge. But it's obvious that there's a lot more about this island than we've been told yet. I'd like to find out what it is.
Well, it's nothing to do with us, Biggles. We can't tackle the job.
I didn't like the way Coleman tried to bully me. And I don't want him to bully Dr. Duck. There's no question of taking on the job, but we'll find out a little more about it.
I'm not so sure it won't be interesting, now this Coleman bird's poked his nose in, Biggles.
We'll spend the rest of the evening on it. Bertie, you and Ginge find out all you can about islands that pop up suddenly from the bed of the ocean, this island or any other. Algy, you and I are going to call on Dr. Donald Duck. Before tonight's out, I want to know all that's to be known about this enchanted island.
So nice of you to come and see me, gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Do sit down.
A strange thing happened after you left this afternoon, Doctor.
Oh?
Mr. Coleman called to see me.
Not Howard Coleman.
Yes, and I didn't particularly like the gentleman.
Oh, didn't you now? Just a second. I'll open the windows. Growing rather stuffy in here. Why did Coleman call to see you?
It was about your enchanted island.
Oh, yes, of course. He's interested in it, isn't he? Oh, dear me, this window's stuck. It's becoming very close.
I'll help you, Doctor.
Most annoying. Window always sticks when the room becomes warm.
You haven't undone the latch. That's why it's stuck.
Oh.
There now.
Thank you, yes.
Now, about this fellow Coleman.
Doctor, get away from the window, quickly.
I beg your pardon?
There's a man below. Move!
As two shots ring out, Algy pushes the scientist to one side. Who is trying to kill the harmless old Dr. Duck? What is the secret of his enchanted island? Don't miss the development of this exciting new story in the next chapter of The Air Adventures of Biggles.